Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 8, Episode 35, DJI status in the USA, September 2nd, 2025. September already. My gosh, seriously, I'm like, holy cow. You know, pretty soon, Christmas decorations will be up. I'm not kidding, okay? I'm seriously not kidding. Joe's here tonight. Jody, Drone Shots, Warren Akaracho. Old Fart droning on and on. Welcome. Let's see who else we got. Jay Bird, welcome. Let's see who else. Waypoint New England, welcome. RJ Redding. Let's see. Michael Wright is here. Let's see who else we have. Bill Grace, welcome, Bill. John Flynn, welcome, John. Art is here. Welcome, Art. Let's see who else we got. Richard is here. Welcome, Richard. Dr. Ted is in the house. All right. FTFO Media is here. Let's see who else we got. Lawrence Talbert, welcome. Welcome all the way around. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think the New England Drone Meetup or the Rhode Island Drone Meetup's this weekend, I think. If it is, safe travels for everybody. I know you guys will have a great time. I'll tell you what, it's worth going just because Mark Fisher's going to be there, okay? Seriously, he's enough. That's all Josh and whoever, I think CT Pirate needed to advertise that Mark Fisher was going to be there. If I had the time and money, I would definitely be there because Mark Fisher is worth the price of admission, okay? The dude just absolutely, totally rocks. We do have a lot to talk about tonight, and I mean a lot. There's a lot of updates tonight. And at the bottom of the hour, I think we're going to have a very special super secret guest that will join us tonight. So is hopeful of joining us tonight. So Ron's going to join me here in a little bit. But don't forget about the New England Drone Meetup. That's coming up. Rhode Island. I'm sorry, Josh and CT Pirate. It's the Rhode Island Drone Meetup. I'm probably calling it the wrong thing, but be that as it may, and wish everyone safe travels. Okay. Make sure you have everything lined up. Make sure you take everything with you you're going to take and enjoy yourselves. Look forward to it. It's going to be a great time. I know you guys are going to look forward to it. And I know Bob Dempsey and Tom Dowling will be putting on a good time out in Vegas. That's coming up in November, I believe. And Bob or Tom, if you're in the chat, please feel free to drop a link in there. As always, that's never a problem. Can I guess who the super secret guest is? Joe, you probably know. Okay. So yeah, I'm sure you probably know already. He probably told you. So, but no, we do have a lot to talk about tonight. It's getting to be that time of the year. The calendar has turned from August to September, and I'm thankful. Okay. And I digress just a little bit. Those of you who are friends with me on Facebook know that every day in the month of August, and I do this each year, is a way to remember my mom. My mom passed away in August of 2013, August 31st. And what I do is I drop something every day, a positive memory about her and some pictures, just to keep her spirit going. And she had a wonderful spirit about her. She was all about love. She was all about God's love. She loved her grandchildren. I've never seen and my daughter said it best. Everyone should have a grandma like my grandma. Okay. That's what my daughter said when she wrote about her after she passed 12 years ago. But, I'm kind of glad we turned the page. Okay. It's always been a difficult month for me. And I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing for my dad in November. My dad passed away. Actually, he passed away on his 86th birthday, November 20th. And I'm going to do the same thing for him this month. I haven't done that before, but it's real easy and it's a great way. And one of the things that I am doing is I'm putting hashtag Team Heroes on there. and then hashtag Team Ball Shazy. That was my mother's maiden name. So, you know, we can find these things and they'll be out there. So, you know, that's where we're going with that. Okay. All right. Oh, just to let you guys know. All right. Put out a video from when we had Rick Smith on last week. I have almost 10,000 views on it. Okay. And it's over 40 minutes. I mean, if you guys have not watched that video, please do so. Rick enlightened me. He enlightened Ron. He enlightened everybody and really set things straight with what's going on. And it will give you some encouragement. If you've been discouraged about our hobby, about our profession, you know, about what we really enjoy here, watch the video that I did after Rotor Talk. You watch Rotor Talk again, but what I do is the other ones that I do, it's a more condensed version. Watch that. You will enjoy it, okay? And you will be very well informed. Okay, all right. All that being said, okay, there's been some firmware updates that have gone out. There's been some new products coming out. There's been some other things. So we're going to kind of take a look. We're going to kind of take a look at it a little bit at a time here. So let's go ahead and do this, okay? The Osmo 360 firmware update turns twists into selfies, okay? Firmware V0101 0641 paired with the fresh DJI Mimo app introduces Twist Shot, a feature that lets users take a photo or start recording simply by twisting the selfie stick twice. No buttons, no screen taps, just a quick twist to turn it on. Enter live view, swipe down from the top, swipe left, and tap the Twist Shot icon. It's fast, it's intuitive, and perfect for moments when you want to capture the action without breaking your flow, okay? So that would be something if you guys are interested in that, that would be a great thing. Now, one of the other things that has just come out, and I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I didn't double check. I know it's on Amazon, but the DJI Power 2000, let's see, they have just got a major energy saver upgrade. There was a new firmware update bringing the energy saver capabilities, including scheduled periods and grid-tied ESS, now accessible via the DJI Home app. You can now time your charging and discharging, so your devices draw energy when it's cheapest, or even better, feed surplus solar energy back into the grid. Okay, wow, that's pretty interesting. And they do have a solar powered option for the DJI Power 2000. It is out and available on Amazon. I'm not sure about DJI, but I do know that it is out there. And I think with the solar powered option, I think it was around $1,300. It's on sale right now. And from everything I've read, and I've seen some videos on it, it's the Power 1000 is great. This is just that much better. And if that's something that you would be interested in, I would highly recommend and take a look at it. The software on there is great, and what the protections that they have on there are great. And Rick kind of talked about that a little bit last week too. But they've kind of done it really well. And DJI doesn't go in anything half-hearted. And I think they really put together a great package with this. So if you're in an area where you experience a lot of power outages and the like, and also, you know, I would recommend getting the solar option. It's very easy to hook up. It's all made by DJI. It's seamless, because I know a lot of times when you buy a solar powered option, you got to get the right cables and everything. When you buy that package, everything comes with it. So I would highly encourage you, if you live in an area where you experience a lot of power outages, you know, like we do here. Of course, you know, we have our whole home backup, but I'm seriously kind of considering that as well too. When I get my bonus at the end of the year, I think that would really come in handy, because you can run, and what's real nice about that, you can run things like refrigerators and microwaves off of that. You know, it has a really, really robust system in there. And that would be something that I would absolutely highly recommend. I don't know Jonathan, I had no idea what you're talking about, my friend. Oh, okay. All right. I This is what I was told, Jonathan, by another drone reviewer. Okay. And I'm just going by what he said. Now, Rick Smith actually agreed with me as well, too, on that, just to let you know. Okay. Just to let you know. FTFO Media. Okay. Bill Drone Reviewer Classics. What I did was I had changed the name of that, and my intent and purpose is when I retire, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going back to some of my first sets of videos and kind of repurpose them and put them together and do some editing and get them out there. So that's why I called that Classics. That's going to be coming. No, that is me, FTFO Media. That is me. I'm going to repurpose that channel. It's kind of sitting there. I put it out there. What I do is each week I put a live stream out there because I have about 300 people that are subscribed to that channel. I did get a lot of early interest on there. I do have some blogging that I did out there earlier, and I may pick that up as I retire and want to do some things and want to get some things done. But no, that's what I'm going to be doing, and purposing that is going back to some of the original videos that I've done, kind of putting a new intro, outro around them, and kind of update them, and taking a look back at some of them. They're pretty funny, but also there's some good video and some good footage. So yeah. Thank you. No. I appreciate you, Chan. I appreciate you. Jonathan, it wasn't a lie. It was what they were told. And when I say something like that, I don't say it without having checked that myself. And this was what I was told as well. So just to let you know. Okay. And now, this is what they said to me regarding that. So, all right. Eddie, we're going to be talking about that here in a minute. Okay. All right. Now, DJI Action 5 Pro. It's been a day where we have had just a bunch of firmware updates, and one of them is for the DJI Action 5 Pro. And there's an update out there that adds simple, powerful privacy lock. Okay. And be that as it may, I mean, it gives you the option, it gives you the available here. The headline change is an album password lock. Once set, the camera will ask for a password on first playback after power on. A handy safeguard when you pass the camera around on trips, share it at the skate park, or leave it charging in the studio. DJI also notes minor bug fixes, the classic catch-all that often smooths UI hiccups and edge case crashes. Okay. All right. Just to let you know, with something like that, I mean, hey, Ron, how are you, sir?
Hello, Bill. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. One of the things that I'm going to talk about here, we're going to talk about the subject we had approached earlier, but at the bottom of the hour, we're supposed to have our super special secret guest join us at 8:30 tonight. But the Action 5 Pro got a privacy lock, and it's again. Something else got a privacy lock earlier, and I forget what that was. But
the RC Pro.
The RC Pro, yeah.
You can lock that in some way or another. It was available in a recent firmware update. Yeah.
So they did that with the Action 5 Pro, and if you want to use it, use it. That's all I'm going to say.
You can password enable it, but don't lose that password. And I guess DJI is going all out in security since they're being accused of being unsecure by the members of the U.S. government.
Exactly. So, what I think they're doing here, Ron, is I think they're kind of going overboard in terms of privacy and security and things like that. Just to get it out there in front of people, just to make them aware, that we're concerned about your privacy. It shows the government that DJI is concerned about their privacy. What can I say? That's kind of.
I mean, if you're not part of the government, they seem to be one of the most, the most companies that most worry about security.
Yeah, yeah, and we all know, as Rick so eloquently explained last week, the whole thing about security is just bogus. I mean, it's just completely, absolutely bogus. Okay.
Well,
Um,
again, and more than that, Bill, just unproven.
yeah, it
You know,
really is. There's nothing. There's really kind of nothing to this here. Now, one of the real interesting things that came out today is it looks like the DJI Osmo 360 is now available on Amazon, Ron. Um, and
yeah, I mean,
I just saw this
yeah,
today.
not only the Osmo 360, but the Mavic 4 Pro also appeared on Amazon in the last week.
Yeah, and it's real interesting. And I think one of the things you need to be very mindful of is it, and you can tell if you look at the listing very carefully if this is sold exclusively by Amazon or it's a third party. Okay.
It's sold by a company called Aerotech, I believe, or maybe the drone
Hmm.
is. Anyhow, on one of them, it ships from Amazon, so it's actually in their warehouse. So you're pretty secure. You're pretty good. You're going to get it because Amazon has it in their warehouse to fulfill. But it's not being sold by DJI or any company you've ever heard of. But I had a friend in the know say, could that just be shell company for DJI?
Yes, that's a real good possibility as far as that's concerned, because it begs the question, how are these products getting in the United States? Okay.
Right. Because obviously we know that when an individual orders a DJI package, it gets stopped at Border Patrol or whatever, customs, and gets held up. But somehow somebody got big containers of these things in the U.S. without inspection.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's going on here, Bill?
Yeah, that's a great question, Ron.
Did somebody's palm get greased at customs to get a whole pallet of them in?
Yeah, and it's real interesting because I had somebody comment on one of my latest videos saying, "Oh, they know somebody that works for Customs and Border Patrol, and they're not holding any DJI packages." Well, you know what? This isn't at every Customs and Border Patrol post. Okay, these are major ports like Los Angeles or Miami or wherever there are major ports. Okay, Customs and Border Patrol are all over the place, and they are. And I didn't really want to get into an argument with them, but I'm telling them, I'm like, look, okay, there's people verified that have stated that they haven't received their package because it's been stopped at Customs and Border Patrol. Okay,
I mean,
really cut and dry.
even DJI has confirmed that, Bill.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So there's a lot of people out there, and I want to say this: the majority of people that are in the chat, that watch Drone Nation, that watch Rotor Talk, okay, and the comment on our videos, and they're in the chat, they know exactly what's going on. Okay, it's these people that maybe peek in every now and then. They take a look at some of these things, and they're like, "Well, that's kind of sounds a little hanky to me," and and they'll come in and they'll throw their 2 cents worth in, and really, they're not really fully apprised of everything that's going on, Ron. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just, you got to be really, really careful with that. I mean, just
Well, Bill,
really
I know we're
careful.
talking about the Osmo here, but that begs the question: do you think the Mini 5 Pro will be that way shortly after it's released? And of course, not on their website. Do you think it'll show up on Amazon, US
That's
Amazon?
a really, really good question, Ron. I wish I knew. I wish I had the answer to that in a crystal
Yeah, I mean,
ball.
we have
I
no
mean,
pattern. None of this makes any sense. None of this ways things are being released or sold or Amazon. None of it makes any sense, and there's no pattern, Bill.
yeah, there is absolutely no pattern to this. Well, for example, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the DJI Power 2000 is available on their website. Am I right?
And at one point it was, and at one point I think you can be ordered in the US. But the crazy thing is they came out with a Power 1000 Plus and that wasn't available.
Right, right. But
Yeah.
it was out there. It was out there briefly for a
But
point
I
in a
can't
period of
confirm that
time.
anybody we know received the Power 2000 though. I don't know if anybody's actually got one in the US.
Okay. Okay. Well, I do know the Power 2000s.
Outside of some big review channels may have it, but I don't know if anybody
Right.
actually paid for it with their own money got it.
Right. Now, I do know that it is available on Amazon. It is out there and available to get, and it's at the same price as what DJI was showing the price was. So there's no markup or tariffs or anything on that, which I think is real
Hey,
interesting.
Bill, I hate to interrupt you. Go to DD Felon's comment. It's already about 78 comments back. DD Felon says, if the Mini 5 Pro is on Amazon, will it be higher price than the eBay from South Korea? DD Felons, absolutely, it will be higher than South Korea. Bill, what's your thoughts?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Because what they're going to do with something like that, and we're going to talk about the Mini 5 Pro coming up here in just a little bit. But what they're going to do is the tariffs and customs. They're going to it's going to apply to that. But I know when we talked with Rick last week, he was not surprised by everything being stopped. But he really kind of sounded favorable, like towards the end of the year, that products may start to flow again, and that this issue will get resolved with DJI. And there were a lot of rumors, and I know you heard them as well too. And we're going to get to that here in a minute with the Mini 5 Pro. That when it comes out this month, that it will be available on DJI's website. So, that
or the U.S. I don't know if we heard website, but we heard it be available in the U.S.
Right.
Hey, look at Kelly's comment. A couple comments back. He ordered the Hover Aqua today. Said she should get it for Christmas.
Oh, well, good for you. Good for you, Captain Ray. That's awesome. Okay. That is absolutely awesome here. Now, one other piece of news here that I wanted to share with you guys is the Mic 3 drops in US. Studio sound starts at $99. And it's listing all the features and everything here. And as far as what's happening with DJI in the US, DJI's expanded US availability in Mic 3 comes amid growing hurdles for the brand. US Customs has been detaining certain DJI drone shipments, effectively banning new gear. DJI stock is drying up across US retailers, and the Mavic 4 Pro never officially launched domestically. Mic 3 strikes a fortuitous moment. In fact, the Mic 3 is available right now, and if you go out on Amazon, it is showing right now out on Amazon. The link doesn't show here, but it does show.
Marcus already ordered the Mic 3, and he said it should be coming Thursday.
Well, I went through and I looked at the Mic 3, Ron, and I'll tell you what, for me personally, it's no interest to me, okay, because I have the Mic 2. It works flawlessly. It does everything I need it to do, and DJI did some tweaking here and made things a little bit smaller and things. But, for me, the improvements aren't worth me having to go through and sell my Mic 2 and get a Mic 3. Okay.
I agree, Bill. Most of the drum beats over that it's smaller, so it won't pull your t-shirt down.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the, that's the one thing here. Now, we have a point in the show, DJI status in the USA, and I know our
not good, Bill. It's not good.
No, it's not. And I want to go ahead and start out. Okay, the first thing that I want to start out with is it looks like there is a leak, mind you, for the Pocket 4. All right.
Yes.
And we actually have a picture, and this was at Hey Kesselou posted this out on Drone XL right there. And look, what do you see here? There's 2 lenses on it, Ron. That's
Bill. What I see is a device is no longer pocketable.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be the upcoming DJI Osmo Pocket 4 appears to feature a groundbreaking dual camera system, according to the prototype images by Drone XL's tipster Jasper Ellens. Okay, and supposedly that's some pictures there.
That's a
Photo
big
above shows
camera
a good
gimbal. That's a
comparison
big
between
camera gimbal setup, Bill.
Yeah, that that's going to be very interesting, Ron, to see how all that works. And I don't, yeah, like I said, they're speculating 1-inch CMOS sensor, 4K recording at 240, 2.5-inch OLED touchscreen, active track 7.0, 10-bit D-Log M, and HDR recording capabilities. Okay, that's just kind of some speculation. Release date remains uncertain. Okay, there's been no FCC filing, so we don't really know when.
A lot of people are speculating that's 2026 item. It's not coming this fall.
Yeah, I don't think that will make it and hit the shelves before 2026. It's just there's too much still going on with DJI that I don't think we're going to see that. Okay, I think that's something that's going to kind of be tabled until next year. All right.
Bill, when I interrupt again, go to Hobby Hallie's FPV's comments, only 2 back.
Let's see here.
Hobby Hallie, why you don't really have care refresh anymore? If your drone crashes or whatever, and they have to send you a replacement from China, how's it going to get through customs to you? It's not. It's going to get held up at the customs office, and you're not going to get your care refresh drone. So you may have care refresh technically, but you really don't, because they can't get the replacement units through.
Exactly. That's the big holdup, Hobby Howie, is not that your care refresh is invalid, it still works, but it's getting it over to get it repaired. That's the thing, especially if it's being sent out of the country. It's not.
But you may be able to get out of the country because your box won't say DJI, or I had to have a return DJI return this, but getting it back again from China or wherever it goes to out of the country, it comes back in with a DJI address or a DJI on the side of the box, and that's when it gets stopped.
Yeah, exactly. So, at that point in time, it's kind of a moot point. Now, I do want to go over this article, and, we are waiting for our guest who may or may not show up. He's
probably still in the back room enjoying the shrimp.
He's probably still enjoying the shrimp, okay? And, this was made, I was made aware of this morning, and guess what? Fortuitous timing. Look who has joined us. Hey, Johnny.
What's up, everybody?
Oh, Johnny, the shrimp right out in the green room.
I'm telling you, man, Bill's got it going on back there. I should have just stayed.
You like that Louisiana flavors I have there, Johnny?
I'm telling you, man. Hey, some gumbo. I didn't know what Bill. Yeah.
See,
we ordered you some cake. We got you some Cajun style, seafood.
Oh man, how are y'all doing? I was listening to the show, driving back. Just got back home.
Well, your timing was incredible here because. Everybody received this notification from VCopter Falcon Mini official launch group. Dear Falcon Mini users, this morning we sent an email to all of our Indigo backers regarding a potential safety issue with the Falcon Mini's battery, which may pose risk during use. In it, we have asked all users to cease using and charging their Falcon Mini devices and dispose of them appropriately. We're currently arranging.
Bill, I want to stop you right there before you go. Bill, can you stop right there? That's the most important part.
Sure.
Dispose of them, Johnny. They didn't say just dispose of the batteries. They said dispose of your devices. So they want you to throw the craft and the battery in the trash can.
They do, yeah. I mean, Captain Joe and I reread it this afternoon. When we were flying around lunch, and yeah, they want you to, and they even actually may want proof of how you got rid of the batteries. So,
Yeah, so yeah, Bill, it's not just a bad battery here. They want you to get rid of the whole. They want you to get rid of the copter and the battery.
Well, Ron, man, I mean, listen, y'all been in this a long time. Has there ever been I guess I could see the batteries being bad or something, happened, but I haven't really seen on the Facebook pages or anybody, having overheated battery or the batteries, swelling. But hey, evidently something happened. and something serious, I'm thinking that maybe the battery component is hurting the drone, inside the drone components. So they're changing everything. Yeah. And I mean, it's a big hit. Yeah. And very disappointing.
Johnny, Johnny, I've never seen anything like this in drones or any tech where the company told people to destroy every unit they sent out. Yeah. And we're going to send you new ones. That's unheard of. What do you think, Bill?
Yeah, Ron, the only things I can think of, and going back to when I started here, the first issue that I encountered was the Autel X-Star Premium, the orange pumpkin. All right. They had a lot of battery issues. All right. And Autel sent me, I can't tell you how many, 5 or 6 free batteries. Okay.
Really?
But what I had to do was to take it to like one of these battery stores or Best Buy so they could recycle it and take care of it properly. That's what they asked me to do that. And I said, absolutely, that wasn't a problem. And then DJI with the Mavic 2, Ken Dono and I, we went out by the Skyway Bridge to fly. And I noticed he was having a hard time getting his battery to go back in, his Mavic 2. And I'm like, what's going on? And I like, look, Ken, I think that's swollen. He goes, oh my God, you're right, Bill. And sure enough, his battery was swollen. And, then that issue kind of cropped up. And again, the same kind of thing. DJI had you dispose of them at a proper facility to handle, those kind of batteries. Those have been the 2 really big battery issues that I know of. All right. But in no instance since I've been covering drones has a manufacturer asked that you dispose not only the batteries, but the drone and the control, everything. All right.
And not just you, every single owner to destroy their battery and drone and wait for another one.
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah. And Ron, I mean, a lot of people, of course, I'm sure there's going to be some griping and bitching, but they could have easily said it's in a special select, group of batteries or a select number of drones, but they're replacing, I mean, basically now you're looking at October, November, and I know people just got it, and some people haven't even got theirs, and they said they would even try to stop mid-shipment and replace those. But and I know, hey, I flew it today, and it flew great. That's
yeah. Well, Johnny, we just yesterday, about 24 hours ago, we all got that letter from Indiegogo and UV caught the Mini saying that all the units have been shipped out finally. And then 24 hours later, we get another notification to destroy your drone. So things are happening quickly out there, Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand it, but hey, you know what? I mean, they're taking the course of safety, and I mean, they could easily just said, hey, you know what? They got a few batteries that's bad. If you got a battery that shows any kind of swelling or not fitting properly or something, and just replace them. But evidently it's got to be it's something I think that's hurting the inside components of that drone. So if they if you just send you a couple new batteries, and then you people are still gonna, I mean, I hate to say it, I hope everybody throws the batteries away or gets rid of them like they're supposed to, because then man, that would be a never unending stream of complaints about, hey, this battery's messing this drone up. So I think they just said, hey, let's wipe the board clean and start over. But man, that's a big hit.
Well, what I can see, Johnny and Ron, is okay, I understand getting rid of the batteries, and I even understand getting rid of the controller, because obviously there's a battery inside the controller that gets charged. But when you take the battery out of the drone, there's nothing in there, and that kind of it kind of blows my mind that they're asking you to dispose of the drone as well too, when there's really, the battery and the drone are completely separate from this. I mean, it just, it's going to cost them an arm and a leg. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah. Only I could say something with the new battery doesn't match up with the innards or the voltage or something with the what's in the drone. But I mean, that is crazy. And I guess it's pretty amazing that they're doing it. I guess they could have got away with maybe just sending a few new batteries or saying if you have a problem. But man, it's I know, Ron, hey, y'all just got them flying, so it's
I know Mike Wright and I just got ours working on Thursday and Friday. So I've only got really maybe 2.5 flights into the thing, and now now it's grounded again. So, but I see important comment, Richard. There, don't store the current V-copter in your house. You know, the biggest fear in the drone community, especially among FPV pilots, is that these fires batteries catching fire, especially during charging or whatever. So there's been no reported instance of these batteries catching fire that Johnny and I know of, whatever. But I think Richard made a great comment there. If you haven't disposed of the battery at this point or whatever, I would not have that battery inside my house. You know, if sit it out in the backyard or something like that or whatever. You know, don't keep that thing in the house.
Yeah, and that's a great piece of advice, Ron. And maybe to get some of the
a fireproof box to put it in, or one of those
fireproof boxes, or the fireproof like what I put my batteries in all the time. You know, I don't have my batteries sitting in my cases. Okay, my drone and my controllers are in there, but my batteries sit in those LiPo cases. Okay, and they're on Amazon, and that's something I highly recommend. If you guys haven't done this, okay, make sure you go out there. They're relatively inexpensive. They're cheap. They're all pretty much made by the same company, and they work. Okay, I've watched tests of that, and it does work. So, you know, if you have one of these, dispose of it properly. You know, I know Best Buy takes recycled batteries or disposes batteries. There's a battery store, and I forget.
We have a battery depot, they call it here, but
we have exactly. We have the same thing here. You know, check that out, look at it. You know, ask ChatGPT where you can dispose of this safely and properly, and you need to do it immediately. And as far as like the
very first thing tonight, don't have that battery in your house.
Yeah, I would definitely make sure that it's not inside the house, because that could pose a fire hazard.
Ron, did you see anything on the Facebook groups? Anything? Anybody having any problems with the?
I did not see one report of a battery issue as far as overheating, fire, losing charge. I mean, there's hundreds of complaints about the V-copter for many different things, but I haven't heard any battery issues until this morning.
Well, what I have to say is I gotta compliment them for being concerned about people's safety and coming out there. I know, people will say lawsuit, this and this, but got to give Falcon V-copter, I forget who's 00 Robotics. Got to give them some credit for being proactive and taking care of this immediately. And this is something you don't want to sit on, okay? For those of you that have this, get those batteries outside tomorrow, get them disposed of safely, and that would include the controller, the drone itself. You could probably just throw that. I don't
say anything about the controller. I don't think
they did not mention the controller whatsoever. So
I don't think the controller is in there, because it's easy to read.
To see,
it's real easy to read throwing a drone away. I mean, you kind of like, it tells you about the batteries, and you realize that.
Controllers have a small built-in battery. I mean, I've never heard of a controller having some kind of issue with a battery getting too hot or exploding. Or
Eddie, someone experienced something with a fire for sure, Eddie. I mean,
and they said here in it, we have asked all users to cease using and charging their Falcon Mini devices and dispose of them appropriately. So, that would also.
I guess devices could cover everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's wow. But again, kudos to them for doing that. Bill Grace, that's a good question. How does the recall program work? This is out on Bill the Drone Reviewer Facebook group. There's a link out there to facilitate the replacement process. The following survey has been provided in the email. And there's emails that have been sent to everybody who purchased them.
That's the key. That's the key. That's the key. You got to do the survey. You got to take the survey.
You got to do that survey, and you have to use your Indiegogo order number as the order number. The Indiegogo, what they call around ID number or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So that again, with something like this is something that you guys. Don't sit on this. You want to address this and take care of this right away. All right. Don't, tomorrow morning first. Well, tonight, make sure those batteries are outside. Okay.
Well, Ron, all we got to do today is this is April now, like we ordered in April, and we got to wait till October and November now, so he's starting over again.
Yeah. And if it comes a month, and a half late, then it pushes into December. You may have it under the Johnny. The new one may be sitting under the Christmas tree.
You know, Ron, you and I talked yesterday. It was funny because we had a phone conversation about, man, you know, I think now that everybody kind of got it going, and if they would have had them, like, say, on Amazon, or they hit this little market where DJI is kind of in limbo right now, and man, they could have sold 1 million of these things. But of course, this is gonna, you know, set it back. And of course, you know, people, you know, I mean, I kind of on Facebook, they're always writing about, you know, it's a 4K drone. It's not, you know, it's a $200 drone. I mean, you know, we kind of, Ron, we figured if the controller's $50-$60, the battery's $50-$60, the drone was, you know, $75-$80. So I mean, you know, it's a fun little drone. It's very unique, and that's really what it's about. Is just the uniqueness of the drone, you know.
Yep.
Well,
and John, you and I also talked about, Bill. Was a big rumor out there that the Vcopter Mini was going to receive a pretty significant firmware upgrade in September to add some features that were missing. So now that's all kind of on hold too.
But you know, Ron, now looking back, you know, maybe they kind of knew something early, and so, you know, you really only got one upgrade from the one firmware update from the Vcopter since I got it. So yeah, maybe they knew something, and you know, and now of course, you know, I don't know what much worse you could get an email tomorrow morning, you know, besides, you know, I mean,
the email tomorrow morning be forget all that. Don't keep the drone now. Hey, look, Bill, look what Intel Maxwell Rotor is saying in chat. He's saying this is even worse than the GoPro Karma recall.
He's probably right. Absolutely here. I want to go ahead and get to this real quick before we talk about the Mini 5. Osmo Nano top features, retail prices, and release date leaked. Okay, and this was from Jasper Ellens. There's a picture of the Osmo Nano, 64 gig, 128 gig. Taking a look, and here's some material regarding that. And of course, it's all in another language here, but showing the options that are available that come with that. And again, main camera, built-in memory, back and sides are magnetic. Boy, what's that sound like? Sides can switch magnetization. Controls image and remote shooting. Charges main camera module in 80%, just 20 minutes. SD card slot. Osmo Nano accessories. There's a picture of that there. Price is set. And he really, okay. 369 euros and 399 euros for the 64 and 128 gigabyte ones. And mark your calendar, September 10th. So it looks like that's
next
coming out on September 10th.
And this, Bill, this a lot of people say this camera is the successor to Johnny's favorite camera, the Action 2.
Action 2, yeah, kind of. Yeah,
this is kind of the successor to that, which was
it's exactly what that sounds.
Small module camera.
Yeah. Exactly. You know, the module and hearing the magnetic part and everything, you know, and I know Marcus is fond of his Action 2 camera as well too.
Yeah, great.
Johnny, you still use yours too?
Yeah, absolutely. I just used it last week along with, you know, some guy named Ron Brown's mic original, mic, DJI mic.
One. Yeah.
Hey, you know, Richard makes an interesting point, not to go back real quick, but he says, I wonder how many Vcopters will end up on eBay. Now, that would be pretty bad when you think about somebody selling that and not telling the person who's buying it, you know, they would have no knowledge of that email. So that's
wow. Yeah.
That's a really good point. Thanks, Richard, for bringing that up.
Yeah, I mean, that would be, I mean, I don't know, they may not ever have a problem, but you know, that's crazy right there.
Well, hey, Kesterly put this article out. Mini 5 Pro retail box leak shows bundle with DJI RC-2 smart controller, and there it is. There's a picture of the box right there. Retail box circulating on social media appears to show the Mini 5 Pro package with the RC-2 controller featuring a built-in screen, reinforcing ongoing leak coverage from DroneXL's Rumors Hub and reporting from Jasper Ellens. The box art clearly presents the aircraft along the RC-2 and labels the configuration as a Fly More combo plus DJI RC-2, indicating at least one launch bundle will pair a sub 250-gram drone with an integrated display controller and additional batteries for better and longer time in the field here. Retail packaging details. The front face includes on-box runtime calling out 52 minutes X3. A typical Fly More style reference suggests 3 batteries targeting up to 52 minutes each under ideal test conditions, which would mark a notable endurance bump versus earlier mini series kits right here. The RC2 bundle changes operations, included in the DJI RC2 primary Mini 5 combo, removes phone tethering, speeds pre-flight by simplifying connections, and improves outdoor visibility with a bright integrated screen. For pilots flying in strong sunlight or quick-turn commercial scenarios, an all-in-one controller can reduce setup steps and mitigate mobile device thermal throttling that can affect the view and cache recording. Context from recent leaks. Package images aligns with Drone XL's recent stream and Mini 5 Pro reporting. Highlighted product art animation clips with multiple bundles. Coverage is also pointed to a sub 249 class airframe with camera and sensing upgrades, positioning Mini 5 Pro as a more capable ultralight aimed at both recreational creators and professional operators. What to watch for next? Retail boxes typically surface late in pre-launch cycle, just often ahead of official specification sheets and price confirmations. If this image reflects final packaging, expect formal details on camera specs, transmission, obstacle sensing, and regional bundle differences to follow, including U.S. pricing in U.S. dollars and clear runtime disclosures in both minutes and appropriate miles, feet for range and altitude where applicable. Drone XL's take. Verify the RC2 in box. Approach signals DJI is prioritizing a streamlined user experience for the Mini 5 Pro. The key questions are whether the 52-minute figure translates to real-world gains across all battery types, how the bundle pricing will compare in the U.S., and whether the imaging stack meaningfully leapfrogs the current Mini line. For more background and related developments, see the latest items of Drone XL's DJI rumor stream covered on the Mini 5 Pro. Okay, wow. Okay, that's an awful lot here. And basically what they're saying here, guys, is that when you see the box art, all right, we'll probably get next week, we'll probably get hard specifications. We'll probably get a look at the specifications on the box, and it'll be able to find out a lot more in terms of, runtime, frames per second, all that information, everything, range. We'll get it all. That will be coming up, and along with that, we'll probably get some more pictures and maybe some snippets of video as well too, with something like that. I mean, that's we're right around the corner.
If the 16th is the true release date, we're only 14 days out, Bill.
That's true. That's true.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. So 2 weeks. It's going to debut on Bill the Drone Reviewer night.
Yep.
Yeah. What I have to say is this: is as I can say this right now, is I'm going to go out to one of the South Korea sellers. And I'm not hesitating, because I'm telling you, okay, I think this will equal or maybe even exceed. And you guys know how much I like the Air 3S. I think this will be equal to or maybe even exceed the Air 3S in terms of its capabilities. And it will be literally, no pun intended, flying off the shelves. This thing is going to be ultra hot in terms of sales. I mean, they really have done their work on this. And if the specs are like what we think they're going to be, and the pricing lines up, it's going to sell very, very well.
It's like a mini Air 3S,
Well, Bill, I'm glad you brought up pricing. Some people speculate the Flymore combo will sell for $1,700. That'll be more than the Air 3S combo.
You're probably right, Ron. You're probably right. It'll probably be more than the Air 3S.
And I don't know whether they mean that's the price, U.S. pricing or South Korean pricing or whatever. The thing of to slow this drone down is not only for the fact that you have to order from South Korea on eBay, but also the confusion on the pricing or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, do you buy from South Korea, or do you wait for it to come on Amazon and take the chance that'll be much more expensive on Amazon? What do you do?
I think you better to get it. I don't think it's going to be that high. To me, the Mavic 4 Pro was not much higher, or maybe almost less than the Mavic 3 Pro.
And everybody thinks the Mavic 4 Pro is like $4,000, but if you just buy the drone, the battery control is $2,100.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think this drone will be. I don't think it'll be that price. I think it'll be much lower.
I agree. I agree, Johnny. It's not. This will not be something. I think people. And what I did was when the Mavic 3 came out and the Mavic 3 Pro, Ron and I were telling people, guys, it's going to be a significant bump from the Mavic 2. Okay. The technology that's in there, be prepared for it. And boy, there was a storm of comments, wow, it's like I can't afford it now, blah, 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 and everything. And I said, who's been ringing the alarm bell about the price for months? Ron and I have been doing that. Okay.
It's going to be near the same price as the Mini 4 Pro, maybe a couple hundred more, maybe,
Yeah. And we're telling you guys right now, okay, when you get improvements in technology, and I'm not talking about tariffs or customs or anything, okay,
right?
You pay for it, okay? That research and development that DJI does and that they're so good at, and their marketing and everything, all right, there's a cost associated with that, okay? And that's why there's going to be an increased price in this, okay? It's not going to be exorbitant. It's going to be something you're going to be able to afford, all right? And that's the nice thing about the mini drones, okay? Basically, it's something that's still very affordable for most of us, all right? And I think for me personally, and I think we talked about this, like the Mavic 4 Pro, and I know we talked about it, Ron, last week with Rick. Rick doesn't have one. And what an incredible fan of DJI Rick is. He didn't see that much of an improvement with the Mavic 4 Pro, so that's why he hasn't got one, all right? Because he said, like, his Air 3S is doing everything he needs to right now.
Right.
And I agree 100%.
I think they've done us a little favor. It was kind of worked out to our advantage,
Yeah, exactly, Casey Crime Fighter. That's a great point, okay? When you go out, I would recommend this, okay? Go back to our broadcast. I think we posted when I had Michael Wright on. We posted the seller that he used, and I think also the seller that maybe Lon had used as well too.
Tom Dowling used the same,
and Tom Dowling as well. Yeah, and on Drone Nation, use these. Okay, don't go out there and use anything other than these 3 or 4 people that have already gotten product have mentioned.
But Bill, I think Ron and I was talking yesterday, and I think what they're doing, and Ron brought this up, I believe yesterday. I think that. I don't think they're taking your money, of course, but then they're going out and try to get the drone. And now that they're running out, and that's where I think, in South Korea, because I think they did that with, like, say, Marcus ordered the RC Pro 2. The guy
from that same guy's been selling people the drones. Yeah.
So, so they're getting sold out where they're buying them from. I think.
Yeah. Bill, what we're trying to say is, I don't think that this South Korea. This is some big company you're buying from. I think it is maybe a guy and his brother working out of his basement, and what he knows he can get them down at his equivalent to Best Buy down the street. He knows that store has them in stock, so he just takes your order, runs down to the Best Buy type store in South Korea, buys it, and ships it to you. Whatever, so I mean, he's never going to lose any money because he's getting his money before he runs down. People do that in the U.S. all the time. Whatever. I used to be in the sneaker business. People would sell somebody a sneaker online and then come around the Foot Locker stores trying to buy it to fill the order or whatever. So
exactly, that's a great point, Ron. These are mom and pop companies over in South Korea that are in Japan that are doing this. Okay, this isn't this big corporate facing store where they have hundreds of employees. No, it's probably mom and pop
or big storage, big inventory. No, they're running a shoestring budget. Said lots of times they're buying the product after you purchased it.
Exactly. Okay, it's a win-win because they buy the product as they sell it. Okay, they don't go out there. They don't have stacks of Mavic 4 Pros sitting behind them. All right, they go out there as they get orders for them. And then they fulfill them, and there's a very smart.
That's what they're doing,
And that's why their markups are small, because they don't have any overhead. Maybe it's a guy and his brother, right? So they sell 10 of these kits a day. They make $100 markup. They made $1,000 a day or whatever. Each of them get $500 or whatever, and they didn't really invest any money into it or whatever.
Well, and Marcus, I know Michael Wright here and Telemaxwell Rotors have brought up, Marcus had some issues with one of the same sellers, which is fine. I mean, it does happen. All right. It could have been an instance where he couldn't find it. All right. And he may not have access to something like that. So, and if you go out on Amazon and look at feedback from them. All right. And I went out there today. I bought a refurbished laptop today. All right. And I went out there. This guy has 100% feedback. It's over 1,000 of them. And that's why, people said, what he says, it really is. And the pictures and everything, it's the real deal. And he offers a full money back guarantee, Plus, I get an automatic 2-year all-state warranty with it. Okay,
Right,
it's like a
right.
Shurian. Okay, so I took really, I did thorough research, and that's what you guys need to do too. If you're going to buy these on Amazon, look at the seller. Okay, look at their feedback, see what they have on them. Okay, even ones that have been trusted. Okay, because a couple times there may be a hiccup or two. With something like that.
I think what you got to watch is the ship date, because here's the deal. My friend ordered something, a laptop or some kind of, I don't know, I think it was an iPad actually, but they gave him a ship date to say, if you order something today and you get say October 10th through something, well, eBay won't do anything till that date comes, because that's when they said you were going to get it. So even if you try to cancel, they may give you a little problem. So watch those ship dates, because if they tell you, hey, you're not going to get it till January. Well, okay, maybe you didn't see that in there. Well, they're not going to give you money back, or at least you're going to have trouble getting your money back. So,
yeah, you just need to be careful and be very mindful of that, and just also too, this is right around the corner, guys. And I think what Ron's talking about with the date, okay, I think it's going to be pretty accurate that we're going to see this here. It's going to be right around the middle of the month. So stay tuned for all that. We're going to be getting all that out there. And I'm sure Jasper's going to be posting. If you guys don't go out there to Drone XL every day, I go out to Drone DJ and I go to Drone XL every single day, and I look for news articles, okay? And Jasper Ellens has been writing out there for Hey Kestelou right now, and he does a great job, and he really articulates it very well. I mean, you used to have to go out to Twitter on X to find Jasper Ellens, but now you just go out there, and I know Igor Bogdanov has been doing the same thing as well too out there. So make sure you guys go out there every day, because those are good sources for news. All right.
The 16th is a big day. So I know that's a special day. So that's when it's coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, we got any closing thoughts here for tonight?
Go ahead, Johnny.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's the craziest drone day I can ever remember with the VCOPTER thing, with them telling everybody that has one to throw it out, and we're going to send you another one or whatever. I've never heard of anything like that in drones or tech in general. So it was a crazy day, and we'll see where the story goes or whatever. And it's a shame, because now that I've got it, now that Johnny and Mike Ray helped me get mine going, my little drone was flying pretty good. I mean, it's like Johnny said, the fun little drone. I mean, I took it down beach. I mean, the camera may not be the world's greatest camera, but it flew really good. I mean, like I was telling Marcus today, it flew better than a DJI Mini 1 did. I mean, it can handle some wind. For a little guy, it flies fast, it's nimble. So it's kind of a shame to see it all fall apart like this, but hopefully they do what they say. They sent a much improved VCOPTER Mini out a couple months from now, and things are good. But the thing is, the longer everything waits to happen or whatever, I think more and more people are going to lose faith in them. So that's part of the problem too. So I think Johnny,
right,
Johnny, what are your thoughts?
just hang in there. And I mean, listen, I mean, they're definitely erring on the side of safety, and that's a good thing. I mean, they could have easily, just like send an email saying, hey, watch your batteries. We've had some problems. So I guess it's a good thing that they did it. And, I actually sent them an email today, because, the survey, it came, and I had ordered a second one, which I did get. So I didn't know how to fill out the survey, because it said I already filled it out. And they responded in about 20 minutes and sent me the survey with another form. So I think that they're actively doing it. But, I still think, Ron, I think they were overwhelmed with they either had some kind of app or server type problem, because people were still having trouble logging in and stuff. And then we got an email one morning talking about a case number when you really didn't have a case. So I mean, there've been some problems, and I don't know. This might be a different part of 00 Robotics, because of Hover and a new Aqua coming out. So this may be 4 guys in a garage building mini VCOPTERs. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, just to answer real quick, Aaron posted a question about the Neo 2. What I've heard is it's going to be next year. It's going to be 2026 before we would see anything on a Neo 2. And I know Rick Smith has been pretty excited about that as well.
We definitely haven't seen any leaked dates for Neo 2, but Jasper said way back, 6 months ago, whatever, the Neo 2 would come out in the fall period. Now, I don't know if he's walked that back yet, but he did say it would be coming out in the fall.
I'll tell you what, we're gonna need to hit the lottery in the month of September here with all these new products, iPhones and what else? Watches.
Yeah, Bill. Next Tuesday is iPhone day, and of course, like John says, watches. Rumors of new AirPod Pros are coming out. So,
man,
yeah.
I just got these. Like, man, it's like crazy.
Well, for those of you that indulge in Apple, my hat's off to you. I was told in no uncertain terms by my better half that if she thought that I ever wanted to switch back to Apple, she said, "Do you have your affairs in order?" Okay, that's how much she loves her Samsung. Okay, so and I do too. I tell you what, this is the best phone I've ever had, and this is a new Z Fold 7. Okay, and there's almost no crease in the middle.
So Bill, do you have like a smartwatch, or what do you?
Oh yeah. I have a Galaxy smartwatch too.
Okay, I got you.
And see, for me, okay, it's thinner than the previous one. It's incredible. The camera on here is better than my S25 camera. All right, it's outstanding. My only beef and my only complaint with Samsung is these. Okay, they need to get better with their watches. Okay, that's one place I give Apple all kind of credit and kudos for.
I think if I'd had to choose, I might have to keep my Apple Watch over my phone. You get used to this.
There's so many features on Apple Watches that I just absolutely love. For example, one of them, it's like altitude, barometer, temperature, that kind of thing. All right. Well, they said, yeah, you can get it on here, but it's like having 4 or 5 different apps and having to do. I said, you know what? I'm not a developer, guys. Okay. But for what it's worth, this thing works. And what's real nice is it has its own independent phone on here. So if I ever forget this, I can always make a phone call with my watch, which is really nice.
Yeah, Apple has that too. You have to buy the watch with that, but they have that too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. But yeah.
Hey, listen, Bill. We don't need to argue. Apple and Samsung is like Ford and Chevy.
Oh yeah, it is.
Whatever you're faithful to, whatever.
Yeah.
It is. And who knows? I may, because I always have I have a second phone that I use as my camera. I may do an Apple for that once. Shh, don't tell who. So
hey,
I don't want to
get pretty easy.
I don't want to get in too much trouble. So guys, I want to thank you for an awesome chat tonight. Every one of you guys were super in the chat. Thank you for your comments and everything. That video from Rick Smith, please go back and watch it if you haven't had a chance to do that. I mean, from what Ron and I did last week, it's almost 10,000 views. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And Rick really kind of set things straight. Get out there, watch it. You'll really be informed and you'll feel encouraged after watching that video. I really encourage all you guys to do that. Hope you guys, all of you, have a great rest of your evening. As always, guys, it's a great day to fly. Take care, everybody.
Good night, everybody.